Hello everyone. If we can start taking our seats, we'll get started in a couple of minutes. So please, everybody, take their seats. Thank you. We are starting in a couple of minutes. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. Thank you. those who are just walking in, we've got players on the right side. The outside being experience in. All right, everybody, thanks for being here. For everybody that is here and watching us online, welcome to Matthew's first Townhall 2024. My name is Hamis. I'm going to be your host for the evening. We've got a stashed agenda for you. We've got a lot going on. We're going to hear our leaders as we reflect on a record-breaking 2023. And that's everybody's contribution here. So round of applause for everybody else here. We will also have a segment recognizing those individuals that went above and beyond to achieve the year that we had. Now we've got 24 minutes on the top going on challenges. So we're going to be here for leadership and what that is and how we are planning to tackle 2024. So what better way to get this started than to introduce you our CEO who has led this organization to be the most profitable operating in the management group. Make some noise for Shami.
Thank you, Mohammed. I wish I got it, but that's not my credit. That's a credit here. So definitely I will be able to match the enthusiasm of Muhammad Khamis. I'm a bit old, but I can imagine. Definitely I match his excitement about the results. It's been a fantastic year. I want to also thank all of you for coming for this first town hall that we've had in not sure how many years. So we've had a lot of virtual ones, but the physical town hall is the first time. And I also say hello, thanks who are joining us online. So thank all again for that opportunity. So 2023, a great year indeed, and there is so much to be happy and proud of. But let me maybe start with some context. And why 2023 has been also a very special year that threw a lot of challenges on our organization. So we started the year in January, like every year, happy to be here, and suddenly a massive change in the leadership of the company. Ahmed Saeed get appointed as CEO of Holding. Lots of fans. Is this the head count Khalifa or So now, your colleague on your right. So and then we also appointed Hawazin as CEO of the entire development. It keeps on getting better. And then we also had a lot of new people in different positions. We had Maisa join us as the Chief Human Capital Officer. And Sharif taking the role of acting CFO. And doing a much better job than his predecessor. So well done, Sharif. So this year, 2023 started with that. And then along the year, we had a lot of challenges as well. We had interactions with our shareholders that started to move in the right direction. We started to look at what good looks like in terms of financial performance. We announced the 1,000-day journey about doubling our NOPAT, taking our debt to equity below 40%. And then we also had to engage and maneuver a lot of challenges that came across the year. On the one hand, we've been blessed by a very buoyant, very resilient UAE economy. So that was a great tailwind for us. But we've also had a fair share of challenges. The Lebanon macro situation, the Egypt EGP nosedive, the US dollars, and then of course the very unfortunate dramatic events that started to happen in our region in the last couple of months, 3 months of 2023. So a year with a lot of things that went really well, a lot of things that also came as challenges. But despite all of that, it has been a record year. And when we say that this is a record year, I need to tell you that it has been a year where we had our best year ever since inception. So thank you all for that. And the beauty about the performance is that this is not one business that has been doing well and carrying So you look at revenue up 19% versus a year ago. You look at EBITDA, 3.5 billion. You look at NOPAT, 3.2 billion, and you look at net profit over 3.8 billion. Now, some of you might have seen or attended the AMA of Ahmed Ismail yesterday. And there, Ziad did show a screen where he showed the performance of the entire company, and he showed the performance by business and by OpCo. And if you see that clearly our business, MAF Properties, have contributed the lion's share to the performance and the results. And actually, in some instances, our NOPAT in MAF Properties was higher than the consolidated NOPAT of the entire company. While we should be very proud of that performance, but that actually puts a lot of responsibility on us. Yes? I told you this. So at the end of the day, we are part of an ecosystem and we need to play our role as a responsible corporate citizen. Our OpCo, sister OpCo retail have been facing a lot of headwinds, completely beyond anybody's forecast. Nobody saw that, nobody predicted that, and nobody saw how long and how severe some of those impacts happen because of the recent changes that have happened in the region. And hence, there are areas in the business that have suffered as a result of that. Also, the sentiment across the GCC in general has been dampened, and as such, people are not going to movies as much as they used to do, and so on. So a lot of our sister companies have been facing headwinds, not for any fault of their own, but it's actually been brought on them. It's a challenge for them, and it's a challenge for the whole company. So MAF Properties really has a big responsibility, and we did deliver on that responsibility, and we need to be proud. And our responsibility continues into 2024. Now, it's important to see when we look at all of those numbers that this is numbers, but they come because of many initiatives, many great things. So our victories go far beyond just figures. Figures are an outcome. So if you look at some of the things that we have introduced as firsts, it's not about what we do, it's also how we do it. And we have been blessed by being at the leadership within our industry and within our region of producing a lot of firsts. I'll give you a couple of examples, but then I think it's important as we progress to share much more. Talk about Zara. Zara Cafe is the first ever global cafe to be introduced, and we are happy that we have it in Mall of the Emirates. That's a first. The largest Dior store in one floor, again, thanks to our friends and colleagues in asset management. So those are a couple of examples, but you know what? I think a video would better illustrate this much more than I would do. So let's watch this video. So extremely proud of this. I mean, we talk about creating great moments, and we also, I tell you, it's always, when you meet somebody, you don't remember what they would say to you in the first time, but you would remember how they make you feel. So our great moments that we create leave an everlasting impact with our customers. And it's important to note that when we talk about customer experience, we've been doing a fantastic job. So again, it's about the how. We look at our NPS score in asset management. It's 59.4. Our target was 58, so well done. Now, communities. We talk about the CX index that was introduced. We had a target. It was the first year we were trying to understand and see what good looks like in terms of a bar. So we did have a target of 650. We closed at 823, so thank you. Some other great examples, our office park in El Moj was voted to be the best office park development in the entire continent of Asia, another big one. Our digital concierge, winning the best innovation in CX, again, a great achievement, well done. So great things to be happy and proud of. Let's see also, development has done a video. Let's see what that video says. So we have managed to become an icon of choice. And when we look at our malls this year have received 229 million visitors. That's a record-breaking footfall. Thank you. Our tenant sales were only 200 million shy of 30 billion dirhams worth of sales. A great, great record. Between Tel Al Ghaf and Zahia, we have managed to hand over 2,400 units. That is a huge, huge achievement. Thank you for PM. Now, not only this is important that we are delivering all of those great moments and the business results, but it's also important that we play our role when it comes to sustainability. You have seen a couple of those elements that talk about what we do in terms of sustainability, but let's maybe mention a couple of things again to be proud of. 85% of our construction waste was diverted from landfill. We have signed with Yellow Door and Injazat. Injazat was only signed in COP28. So we've signed with both to be able to deliver more power and more energy through sustainable solar energy. We've had LEED Platinum. We've closed the year with a high. We've had 3 new malls have LEED Platinum. By the way, our objective was at least a gold. We've achieved Platinum, so well done. Which malls are they? Deira. That's a very old mall. That's a Platinum Award. Thank you. We have also Muscat, and we have City Center, Bahrain City Center. So great things to be very positive and proud of. District, you have seen it. It's a net positive building. And by the way, many more to come. We have also 12 green building certifications. And our aspirations when it comes to sustainability for next year, the year that we just started, is we have a big aspiration, but we do have the will, the team to make it happen. Now, when we talk about all of this, clearly it is our values, our passion, our boldness, our togetherness. This could not be done without us living our values. And that is also important to keep reminding ourselves. This is very important. There's also a lot of operational excellence. We started the year talking about Spock, and probably as we went through the year, maybe we don't hear more of Spock, but actually Spock is actually happening. Let's talk about some of the operational excellence initiatives that we've seen. In terms of safety, again, PM, 36 million man-hours have done without any lost time injury. This is incredible. Thank you. Process optimization, process excellence. 200 million of savings identified through process excellence. This is, again, a first for us to adopt and to implement and to go all the way. RPA, we've implemented a lot of robotic process automation. We've saved more than 8,000 man-hours in those initiatives. We also have internal audit identifying 125 million AED worth of financial savings if we do proper processes, etc., identifying areas where we can do better. So again, a lot of great things across when it comes to process excellence. But at the end of the day, it's all back to people. So when we talk about people, we listen to you. We hear you. We do OHI. We do a lot of pulse checks. We ask you for feedback after every single AMA. We ask you for feedback. We will ask you for feedback today. And it's important to realize that your voices are heard. Our OHI has been looked at, analyzed. We have a plan. We've discussed it at the leadership. And then the leadership went with their own teams and they started to see what are we going to be doing around OHI. So a lot to be looking for in 2024. 40% of MAF properties are women. That's not good enough. We need to do better. And 23% of our top 3 levels of leadership are women. Now, what's important to note that those 2 numbers are actually better than last year. So we are definitely heading in the right direction, but definitely we can do more. So that is also very important. Our regrettable leavers in 2023 was 1.1%. We started the year with a target of 4.3%. And with all of what has happened and all of the challenges, we've managed to do only 1.1%. That's a record and that's a fantastic achievement. Thanks to all of you. 13.5% of Majid properties today are UAE nationals, which again is great and it's part of our NAFIS commitment. So we're very happy with our Emirati colleagues. And we don't want to lose any of them unless they become ministers, Khalifa. So towards the end of last year, we had the leadership summit where Ahmed and the team announced the new operating model and strategy. And it's very important to realize that that brings a lot of clarity. Now, operating model in terms of the 5 capital sources of capital, the 4 growth engines, the 3 boosters, the 2 main regions, and the one map that puts all of this thing together. This is important, and it is what is required to get us for the next couple of years. But as you all are aware, operating model and strategy is not something that you do and move on. It is a living document. This is something that keeps on evolving. So as we evolve, as we explore new opportunities, probably at one point of time, some other regions might evolve, etc. So this is what we believe is the key 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 today. But as we move on, of course, that's going to be refined as we move forward. Now, conquering the waves of the future. I mean, you've seen waves of the future here, surfing together. So there's a lot about what does that mean. So it's important when we look at the future, we look at 2024, we look at, number 1, enhancing our core. Enhancing our core today, of course, number 1 asset that we have is Mall of the Emirates. We have a lot that's going on for Mall of the Emirates. We have the roads and bridges that MOU has been signed. Now it's about getting the award done. Great news. The West End common areas is being worked on. The ski Dubai is being looked on. What is ski 2.0? The entire vision of Mall of the Emirates 3.0 is also has been evolving. We are in a very good shape when it comes to us knowing what good looks like. What is our aspiration for Mall of the Emirates? It's a big aspiration, and we're going to be doing it in phases. And this is very important to note that this is, again, a collective effort. None of that would not work without a full alignment of everyone. So that Mall of MOE 3.0 has been completely socialized across the entire company, taken to the board of MAF Properties, taken to the board of MAF Holding, and that is exactly what is required to be able to push forward. Mirdif, again, Mirdif, we are working on evolving Mirdif to become a destination from a lifestyle, from a sports, from F&B, and there's a lot of great ideas that are coming on their way to Mirdif. So stay tuned as we go and evolve some of those thinking. We will hear more about Mirdif. Time Out, Brass Monkey in City Center, Bahrain are also great additions, and they're going to take place towards the last 3-4 months of this year. Again, a great addition to Mall of the Emirates. So a lot that's been happening and a lot to be proud of and a lot to focus on in 2024. When we talk about enhancing the core, we need to also know that we cannot do that without our waking up every single day, going to our work, doing our leasing, day in, day out. We have more than 1,200 leases to be renewed in 2024. That's a lot. But it does take the commitment, and we do have the resolve of the team, we do have the capability, and we have seen, and by the way, just to let you know, 2023 was the first year since 2017 that we have managed to start to renew leases better than passing rates. So when we talk about OCR rebound, it is actually starting to happen, and it is a reality. So again, that's a reverse of a cycle from 2017, so great results. Boosting share, working with marketing, working on AI. You've heard a lot of AI, and you will hear more about generative AI, and it's here to stay, and it's taking the world by storm. AI is going to change a lot of things that we know, probably a lot of things that we don't know. It's very new, but clearly the possibilities and opportunities within AI when it comes to understanding the customer is, of course, and that is paramount, but also there could be massive opportunities when it comes to unlocking a lot of the interdependencies of systems that might not be talking to one another properly, or work that could be efficient. So there's a lot to happen through AI. So again, a lot of things that are very positive to focus on as we embark on that journey of collective understanding of what AI is all about. Now, also when we talk about communities, Talal Ghaf is almost behind us from a Hawazin point of view. So Hawazin and team almost sold all of Talal Ghaf with some few units here and there, but it's almost done. Now there's a lot of work on the PM team because we need to deliver all of those units that we sold. So this is a big feat. So Ghaf Woods is the next online. I think you all heard about Ghaf Woods. Talal Ghaf has been a great success. Talal Ghaf is more than a 20 billion GSV project, so great results. And Ghaf Woods, I will not be able to say how much is the number because it is a public display, but it is pretty big. So, and hopefully it's going to be a massive success because it's part of the market that we did not do within Dubai, and everybody is looking forward to us to be able to deliver, and there is a lot of exciting things happening when it comes to Ghaf Woods. So great stuff. As we talk about handovers, in 2024 we have 1,285 units that we need to hand over. So again, we're starting with Harmony now, and there's more to come, and that pace is going to start to scale up. So a lot of great things. We talked about Ghaf Woods. Zahia is almost done. So again, we are on the very last stages of Zahia. So now the question is what happens next? And as some of you have heard Ahmed in Ismail in his previous AMAs or in whoever was there in the summit, there is a commitment of the company to invest $500 million, and I'm here reiterating that on land bank just to make Alex smile and happy. So definitely the success that we have been enjoying and has been a big part of also what we have been able to weather all the storm needs to continue, and that comes through getting more and more land bank. Now, all of that is great, but back again, we talk about people. Building a foundation, about having the right talent, working with all of you in your career aspirations, in your self-development. And by the way, this is not a company responsibility. It is an individual responsibility and a company responsibility. And you need to drive that. You need to drive that discussion with your managers and with your teams. We need to be engaging. We need to be able to realize the full potential of each and every single person of us. And as I mentioned, AI is also an example to start to reflect, because some of the things that we do might not be done anymore, but probably a lot of new things will be done in a different way, in a different format, in a different thinking. So we also all need to start to see how can we evolve as individuals and as teams. The culture cascade journey has been the most successful across the entire MAF ecosystem. So thanks to the HC community, 97% of the culture cascade journey was done with all the office employees. We have programs for women programs. We have programs for UAE nationals. Where the Leadership Institute has been relaunched. There's a lot that is happening on the agenda of working and enhancing and realizing the full potential of people. And again, I cannot stress, it is about culture. The true MAF culture is about the intersection of the three values. And I can only finish my panel, and I'm sorry I've gone over time, I believe, and I see the timer reminding me. I just want to finish my statement by saying one thing which is very important. 2024 is going to be a tough year. It's going to be a tough year because of a lot of the macroeconomic, geopolitical status in which we are operating. On the one hand, we are blessed that a big part of our business is in the UAE. We are also blessed that we have also Saudi high on our agenda, and we want to make an entry in Saudi. And there's a lot of things that are going on that front to make it happen. But also we have a lot of challenges in the region, be it in the whole war, which is devastating, as well as, of course, the macro challenges in Egypt and some of the sentiment around some of our sister companies. Again, within a public forum, you are all aware of what I mean. So some of our sister companies are being hurt pretty bad for no fault of anybody. But at the end of the day, we will again be the biggest source of value creation, financial performance achievement in 2024 as much as we were in 2023. And I can tell you from the numbers that we have seen and the numbers that we have submitted, if we are to deliver, and I have no doubt that we will be able to deliver in 2024, we will have another record year. And I cannot think of a better team than all of you. So thank you very much for last year and looking forward to next year. Now back to the more fun guy, the guy with the passion. Yalla, Khamis, your turn.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. All right. So we've heard a lot. There's been a lot that was achieved in the last year. But now let's pick the brains of the leadership of MAF Properties. So I would like to invite to the stage Hawazin, Khalifa, Brian, Sharif, and Mesa for a quick panel discussion. Okay. I'll sit at the end over here.
All right. I wanted to be on the other side. I just like to complain, huh?
Awesome. Okay, so I think my first question will probably be the hardest because Ahmed had just shown us a bunch of achievements that we've achieved in the last year. So I'm going to probably go around the group here and ask you to pick one achievement that you think you're the most proud of, or one that you want to single out from everything that we've gone through last year. So maybe Khalifa, you can kick us off.
Sure. Good evening. Hope everyone is well. Look, I think the financial performance is obviously the important one, but for me personally, I take extreme pride in the fact that from an OHI perspective, we're still at 75, and we've stayed there, and this is one of the highest quartiles. So for me, the most important achievement is, the OHI score of the asset management business, and this is a testament of everybody in the industry.
Brian.
I think for me, it has to be the challenge on delivering the EBITDA, the NOPAT upper tag. We had some issues all the way through the year. Somebody asked me in one of the meetings, when will you know when we get there? And I said 5 minutes before midnight on the 31st of December. And we got there in the end, and it was a fantastic team effort, DS, development, ourselves. So great achievement to deliver north of 600 million, yeah.
Excellent.
I'm sure you've heard it. Hello.
Is your mic on?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think for me, I know everyone has heard it a lot. The traction we have gotten on the whole cultural journey, the transformation, where we are on that journey that will continue for years ahead is the highlight of the year.
Sharif.
Well, for me, as Ahmed took us through the record year for finance, and as a finance person, I would think of the financial performance, and in particular, the cash performance, because this is the 5th year in a row that we generate cash in the company, and before that, mostly we would consume cash. And let me tell you, we contributed to the 1,000 planned target of reducing the net debt in this year alone, in 2023, of almost 1 billion dirhams.
So my passion is development, a little bit of finance on the side. And we had so many great products, but the closest to my heart was District. It's a fantastic addition to the Majid Al Futtaim MAF brand. And I think we are already working on District 2 and the next generation of District. But also a very proud moment is the togetherness, the effectiveness of togetherness. We had 2 new teams joining us at the beginning of the year, the Design Studio team, which has been rebranded, and the shopping mall development team. And I'm very proud that these 2 teams are fully integrated within the new development team.
Excellent. Now, togetherness has been the one value that we've universally identified as one that we need to keep working on and improving on. So, Sharif, if you were to pick out one example throughout the year where you felt the togetherness value is exemplified and brought together, which one would you pick?
Well, in 2023, to be honest, I witnessed a lot of togetherness examples, in the company. Teams adopted together value to overcome so many obstacles. And if I think of my area, I would think of the tax team, the in-house tax team. They really came together along with the finance team, with the GS, and GS deserves really to get a credit on this. We give them hard time, but at least when they do something good for us, we need to give them the credit. So GS, finance team, business teams, and tax team together, they saved 91 million dirhams of tax after official assessments from the government. So that requires not only togetherness, by the way, that requires challenge with kindness, and it has to be challenged with kindness when you challenge authorities in Egypt, definitely, right? The passion, they work day and night literally to understand historic details for years and years and get the supporting documents, and then togetherness, all of these teams got together in order to achieve that amazing achievements, and hopefully that will continue in 2024.
Excellent, excellent. All right, Brian, I think looking at project management this year, there's a daunting task. We've got approximately 20 villas to be handed over a week, or 3 per day in 2024. And the level of complexity, customization that the customers have asked for, the demands and the expectations, apart from togetherness, or as well as togetherness, what is the game plan to achieve that this year?
I think maybe if I think about it in a slightly different way, you can deploy all the best software solutions, get the best machines, employ a load of smart people. But unless you can get all of that to work together, you'll find the project doesn't succeed. And there are numerous examples all over the world. So I think our game plan is quite simple. A wise man once said, how do you eat an elephant? One spoon at a time. Right. So what we do is we break it down into a series of sprints, everybody with their KPIs, and we bring everybody together. Right. Our people, as in the wider MAF ecosystem, the consultants, the contractors, we challenge owners' mindset, passion. We work hard, we have a few sleepless nights, and hopefully we get there 5 minutes before midnight.
And it seems like you've just named that there's more than one elephant that needs to be. Excellent. Now, Khalifa, my question to you is around the customers now. We have been conditioned as customers and consumers to always expect an upgrade. A new iPhone comes out and people are lining up to buy almost an identical phone to the one that just came out before, looking for that additional functionality. So we've heard now that we are also upgrading our offering. We're hearing about Mall of the Emirates 3.0, Mirdif City Center 2.0. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how we remain relevant to our customers and consumers?
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Look, one of the main business priorities is to ensure we continue the prominence of Mall of the Emirates as the most productive center globally, the most efficient, with the absolute best customer experience, period. Right? Now, when you look at MOE 3.0, as we call it, it's simply a series of 14 different projects that are going to happen over the next 10 years that are focused on intensifying and strengthening various zones within the asset that would give us an uplift of shareholder value within the asset of 10 billion and circa $1.5 billion in terms of investment. Again, we're in a public forum, I guess I should refrain from sort of giving numbers, but that's what MOE 3.0 is all about, and some of these projects are underway. And you mentioned City Center Mirdif 2.0, and Ahmed Shami alluded to it. Look, this is the second largest asset from an EBITDA generation for Majid Al Futtaim Asset Management business, and the third most productive from a sales perspective within the UAE, right? We have a 13-year track record since it opened. And given the evolvement of the catchment area, and given the recent success of luxury in Dubai more specifically, there is an opportunity, and a lot of the retailers, the luxury retailers are telling us, we want to have the third flagship luxury store. So we have reason to believe, given everything that's happened, and more specifically, if you look at the PTA potential of Mirdif, close to about 22 billion. Again, this is a public number, so you can Google it. We are merely sort of, touching 16% of that from an asset perspective, from a sales perspective. So there is an opportunity for us to really, and I think City Center Mirdif does have what it takes to cater to be the third window of luxury in Dubai. So one of the main business priorities for 2024 is to redevelop, reposition City Center Mirdif as the second largest asset and evolve over the next 10 years to be the most prominent and very much in line with our high value sort of customers' expectations.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, Mesa, I want to touch on culture because I think culture has been a hot topic for us in 2023. I think we took a very important first step with the culture workshops to make sure that we have a common understanding of our values. But I guess my question to you is, what opportunities can we give MAFers so that they can be part of the change that they want to see in our culture in 2024?
So the beauty of all the cultural work we're doing is actually... It is on.
It is on? Can we get the mic on?
Guys, do you want to tell me something? Do you want me to speak? So the beauty of the whole cultural journey that we're on is actually it's the sum of all of us collectively. Each of us on their own. And how do they catalyze the practices we have on collaborating, on challenging with kindness, and on simplifying and prioritizing. I think one great way to do that is to self-reflect on which of these is probably our development area and which of this is our strongest suit, and communicate that to the people around us for them to hold us accountable. So I am probably I'm probably the weakest on simplify and prioritize, so you can all hold me accountable to that. And this is probably one way for all of us to be part of this journey.
To talk to Manaf.
Manaf, third floor.
All right, so I think let's stay with the theme of simplifying and prioritizing, because I know, Sharif, you're big on that. In every single meeting that we're sitting in, it's all about simplifying and prioritizing as a way to unlock innovation, right? So how do you see that coming about in the next year?
Well, that's a topic dear to my heart, to be honest. And simplification and prioritization is very vital to unlock innovation, definitely. And people might think that innovation takes a lot of money, and it might be the case for certain areas, but most of the cases, incremental innovation opportunities don't really cost money. Look at the example of the escrow account, right? The team was able to unlock hundreds of millions of dirhams with pioneering practices that never happened in the market before, to the extent that other reputable developers are reaching out to us to understand how we did it. So that's an innovation doesn't cost money for us, right? And when we mention prioritization and simplification, we have to talk about process excellence function, right? And I'm very, very glad that we launched the Process Excellence Academy in 2023 that provides a structured training program and certification program that covers many topics, including lean, project management, change management, effective problem solving, all the way to a Six Sigma Black Belt certificate. That is an enabler for us, and we all have to embrace that mindset of startup, the startup mindset and the learning mentality as well. Embrace the prioritization and simplification that will allow us to experiment more and fail more. And if we do it fast and cheap, we fail our way to success, definitely, right?
Excellent, thank you. All right, so we're seeing signs around here talking about waves of the future and surfing together. So Hawazin, we've also been very good at taking opportunity of certain waves that have happened in the market as well, right? So I guess my question to you is, what do you see changing in the industry? What are the changes that you're seeing? What is your outlook on 2024, and how can we take more opportunities there?
So, as Ahmad said, we are blessed to be operating mainly in the UAE market, but it's also a very challenging and very competitive market. What we have seen the past 2 to 3 years actually is an increase in demand of different segments of the market. What we want to do moving forward is to address the segments. We have been able to address few segments with Tilal Ghaf. Hopefully we're going to address more segments and have more market share in these segments. But also what we have seen, a big maturity in the demand of the customers. People used to buy anything that is out there. And I think now we are, and this is actually our main strength, that we understand the customer and we give them what they require. And I think this is what we want to keep playing. For the future, we have obviously Ghaf Woods, which is going to launch in a couple of months. We also have signed already a couple of MOUs within Dubai for future projects. We already have some lands within Mirdif City Center and others that we are working with Khalifa on enhancing the offering. It's not only a shopping mall offering, it's a hospitality offering, it's a residential offering, it's also an office offering. And we also have signed a very interesting MOU in Egypt. It's a country that we want to enter hopefully very soon.
Excellent. So this is one of our growth engines going forward. Khalifa, you're leading the other growth engine that we have. What are you seeing in the market and the industry in 2024 in terms of changing customer behavior, things that we need to adapt to and be very agile in adapting to?
Look, we've invested a lot in Omni and digital, right? And the reason we've done that is because of our firm belief that we need to ensure we're ready for the consumers of tomorrow, right? And I think that's going to continue, right? Understanding AI and trying to embed AI in the way we do things, I think is extremely important. And then it's really focused on basics, right? It's ensuring that you continue growing your market share and provide, as I had said in my opening remarks, the absolute best customer experience, right? So ensuring we continue to enhance customer experience, we continue investing in our core and focus on the basics, and really, not be afraid of technology, but adopt technology in everything we do, and allocate a bit of time, energy, and effort into investing in some of the efforts that we may not necessarily see as big today, Omni, digital, and others. But these are investments that are extremely strategic, extremely important, because these are going to be relevant for the consumers of tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you. Now, Brian, so we've mentioned the challenges that we have in 2024, the enormity of the task that we have. Now, while you'll be going through Tilal Al Ghaf and delivering that, I think the DBU guys are going to be filling up your pipeline on the Ghaf Woods side. So what does good look like in 2024 for project management?
I think we must start with whoever comes to one of our projects goes home with their lives, their hands, their fingers, their toes as a bare minimum. So we did 36 hours last year, and that's important. I think for me, continue the good work up at TAG. We hope for a successful launch at Ghaf Woods. Bahrain is a nice project, the timeout. It's due to finish this year, so we need to finish that on time. We've been down at Zaya for 7 years. As good as it's been for the team down there and the team have fun, it would be nice to see the back of that and redeploy the people onto fresh new projects to keep them fresh and help them with their career progression. So more of the same, I suppose. And hopefully all the risks we anticipate we're able to manage, yeah.
That's where risk management will hopefully play a part in helping you with it. If we were to wrap up, what is one key learning that you had from last year that you would definitely like to tackle this year? Maybe, Mesa, you can kick us off as we wrap up this panel.
Listen, I think one of the key points we've had over 2023 that showed up in strength to strength through the year was how resilient this team has been. With every change that they faced, with every hassle that happened, with every Riyadh North that got stopped and paused, this team was able to come together, rethink, realign, and deliver from one height to the other. I think this would be it.
Final thoughts, Sharif?
I would definitely agree with Maisa. It's not a new learning, it's confirmed learning that together we stand, divided we fall, to be honest. And while we improved a lot in 2023 in terms of togetherness, but there are still work to be done. And there are some silos within properties and across the whole group that we need to still break but it is a promising progress so far in 2023, to be honest, that I've witnessed, and it gives me a lot of high hopes that in 2024 we'll actually break that final mile of silence that we have.
Excellent. All right. Brian.
I was just, I was thinking then, and I think for me, we've come a long way on the togetherness journey. Yeah? One of the things I find where we work best is when we listen more as well. And not just listen, but actually hear what the other person's saying, sympathize with their position, because then I think the team gets closer together. In my experience, nobody comes to work to do a bad job, so everybody comes with the right intention. So I think if we continue on that journey of listening and hearing more, I think it can only get better.
And I think we can always build on that, because in the culture workshops, I was lucky enough to be one of the culture champions facilitating some of the workshops. And we can see, especially people that have been in the organization for a long time, they've seen multiple attempts at culture being changed. So they come in with a bit of a skeptical kind of attitude, right? But as we gotten through the workshop, you can see that people are understanding that the more that we communicate with each other, the more that we can understand and have the same baseline on what those values mean and how we bring them to life. So I definitely echo your sentiments in terms of listening to each other and finding ways of working together. So excellent. Khalifa, final thoughts?
Look, for me, I think since the sad events that took place, post 7th October, I think what's been important for me are two things. One is adaptability, and learning how to cope with the ever-changing sort of world around you, and that's important. And I think the second one for me is mental health. 2023 started off, uneasy, and 2024 is going to be a difficult one. The signs are very clear, and I think ensuring that your head is in the right space, when you make decisions, when you are with teams and are sort of under pressure, just remember that at times your mental health affects the way you do things, affects the way you communicate at times, and that sort of puts you sometimes under pressure to take decisions. So take it easy, disconnect, go home, think about it, and come back with a fresh mind. And I think that's been very helpful for me. And my advice to everyone is to try and lead with a bit of that balance, heart in your head. And hopefully another 49 weeks and we'll get to the end of the year.
Awazin, wrap things up for us.
So I was a little bit skeptical about togetherness. This is not one of my key strengths. But I remember Ahmad Ismail said, if you push it, we don't want you to become cheerleaders. So I became more comfortable with it. We tried it internally. It works. It meant more effectiveness, more speed, more agility. We tried it with the other sister companies, MAF Entertainment, MAF Leisure, with Khalifa's team. And we are getting much more than the sum of the parts. For me, agility also is very important. And let's not forget the other values. Let's also not forget how to be passionate about what we do, about our customers, and how to be bold about our innovation. I think, again, let's not forget that there is a whole circle of values or three values that needs to be balanced.
And I think just a last point on innovation when it comes to DBU. One of the things we heard about yesterday was MAF GPT. And a small little factoid about MAF GPT, the first version of that was created was done in DBU last year with the help of Daniel Hoffman. And now we're hopefully going to be working with the holding team and providing them with additional functionalities to roll that out. As a risk manager, I'm a bit scared about this AI stuff. I think it's one of those professions that could probably be replaced by AI very soon. So I hope I'm getting some close-ups from the video in case I want to move to an influencer career path. So, but yeah, I think we have definitely a lot of uncertainty going into 2024. And I'd like to thank each of you here for your leadership, for your support, and looking forward to more success. And now we will open it for questions. I'd like to invite Ahmed back on the stage for any questions.
So thank you very much for a very exciting panel. Probably before we open it for questions, one maybe, so I agree with you, Khalifa. I think it's important to be able to have a balance. I was talking with a couple of your colleagues earlier, maybe 15, 20 minutes before we started, and I said we need to be able to have a little bit more fun. We work very hard on properties. Some of the other sister companies are having too much fun. I think we deserve to have fun as well. We need to have our environment more fun. So with that, I think this is something that we need to keep on our minds, and coming to this place, getting out of the office, doing it in a different format, even the bean bags, which some of you have been happy and complimentary. These are the things that we need to start changing. We need to start to have more fun. And for that, before I start taking questions, my first fun moment is that I will ask my team to stand here and I'll take a selfie with all of you. I'm not sure about the lights, but we will try. So we'll see. Yeah, so you think it will? Huh? No, it will fit. You need to. It will come. It will come. Let's me. Why don't? Okay, let's this. Okay, here. Now I don't know how that will look, but we'll find out in workplace. So. Questions. We're very happy to receive any questions, and I'm going to be directing all the very tough questions to the team here, and I'll only take the easy ones. So please go, start. I cannot see, so there is somebody with hands up.
Hi everyone. My question is to Khalifa Ahmad. So Khalifa, we've been hearing a lot about a new line of business within our business unit, which is third-party asset management. But the steps are still shy. Can you shed some light whether there will be more serious steps towards this line of business in 2024?
Thank you very much for that. Is it on? Yeah. Yes. Thank you very much for the question. Look, I think we've made a good stride. There have been a good number of opportunities when it comes to third-party asset management. We've been able to execute a couple of contracts, and this effort has started, from my understanding, 19 months ago. And I think there's a team that's dedicated and fully focused on third-party asset management. And majority of the opportunities have been in Saudi and in Egypt. And my guidance to the team has been, we need to ensure that in any of the third-party asset management opportunities, that one, we are able to sort of leverage the entire Majid Al Futtaim ecosystem when it comes to the suite of services. I think that's point number one, which is very important. The second one is it needs to be a very commercially viable sort of contract, especially in markets like Egypt, given the deterioration of the currency. And that's been the guidance that's been given to the team. So I think we're heading in the right direction. There's been a good number of contracts. I think that effort, would continue, provided we're able to leverage the entire Majid Al Futtaim ecosystem when it comes to suite of services, and that every contract that comes in is commercially viable, if that's clear. So thank you very much, Rene, for that question.
So yeah, go ahead.
So it might look shy, but we had the calibration the other day, and I was talking about we are quick to celebrate what hasn't happened well. But let's start, we are quick to talk about it. Let's celebrate what goes well. So let's not forget, AMBU is now providing services to all our joint ventures in Oman, in Al Zahia, and in Lebanon, and these two of them are government. So to go through the process of proving that the related party is providing a service that is better than anyone else in the market was a big step for us, frankly. So no, we have, I think, a very solid base to provide services to private entities and, more importantly, to government-related entities, which is probably a bigger market currently.
So probably also I would want to add one thing, which is, again, it's not about the what, but the how. I can tell you that when we were having discussions in Saudi and we invited some of the potential Saudi partners who were going to invest a lot of money with us in our project in North Riyadh, when they came and visited Mall of the Emirates and they also visited Tel Al Ghaf, I can tell you that the praise we hear from some of those very big, as big as it gets when it comes to institutions in Saudi, the words of praise were incredible. And actually they wanted us to start doing a lot of work with them on so many projects in terms of whether partnership or development or asset management, etc., etc., etc. So for us, there is a lot that could be done, but we decided, you know what, we need to enter Saudi first, properly, the big elephant, and then we will have a lot of other elephants for sure. But definitely there is a big opportunity for us, and we are going to be exploring a lot of them as we move forward. So usually in an AMA, I get a lot of questions, but now because everybody is sitting in front of me, people are a bit shy. So yeah, we need to encourage being able to speak up. There is absolutely no wrong question. If it's a hard question, then we know what we'll do with it. But any other questions? Everybody wants to start the celebrations. There is a hand up there. And there is also here.
Hello. Hi. Thank you, Ahmed, and everyone. I just want to ask that with Dubai Hills Mall coming in the region, I personally, I'm very passionate about Mall of the Emirates. We all love Mall of the Emirates. And I feel like this is a threat. And I'm thinking, why doesn't Majid Al Futtaim does something even bigger to expand into the Dubai land, or something that captures all this new Dubai that is coming, that we're party to it. Why don't we do something bigger and better to secure our position in the market rather than seeing Dubai Hills Mall growing and taking our market share?
Okay, probably this is a combined question. Khalifa, Hawazin, and probably me will answer it. So let's start with Khalifa.
What is Dubai Hills Mall again? I'm kidding. Okay. Look.
Where is Dubai Hills?
Hello.
Look, we are definitely focused on the new Dubai, right? And if you look at Ghaf Foods and where Ghaf Foods is, the first few phases are going to be residential, but we do have, as part of that land, and we've earmarked part of that land to see if at some point in time the population does grow into that side of Dubai, we take advantage of part of that plot, and this is obviously in coordination with Hawazin and the development team. So that's one. Some of the MOUs that Hawazin made reference to earlier, one of them is in Dubai South, where Expo currently is, and that's a huge parcel of land. And we will at some point put a bit of efforts in 2024 to start thinking in the next 10 to 15 years. So we are looking at the new Dubai, and we're looking at various sort of aspects in terms of, organized retail and what that means for the future of Dubai. So definitely. Thank you, Rita.
So yes, it is in the pipeline if the opportunity is the right opportunity. But more importantly, as you heard before from Ahmed and Khalifa, it's more important to consolidate the core and make it future-proof. So frankly, we are working on two fronts in this regard. We have Mall of the Emirates. We are working on a big plan to improve all the access and egress. This has been a constant pain point, and now with more traffic, you can see it even, it's getting worse. So we did sign an MOU with RTA, and we are progressing with that. It's going to be a major improvement in terms of access time and exit time. Also, MOE 3.2 you have heard about. We are looking at Mirdif. Mirdif is going to have a new subway station, and we are also in talks with RTA to make it one-of-a-kind subway station that goes immediately into the mall rather than getting up and through a bridge. The subway station is going to be integrated within the mall. And Khalifa has fantastic plans for Mirdif to enhance the offering. We are looking also at the other one, like Maisam and the other ones. They are also part of our plan. And we want to make them really much more than the sum of their parts. Again, togetherness and the integration of the whole development team under one roof is going to help us go very quickly on these plans. Thank you, Rita.
So, nothing more to add, but definitely Dubai is a growing city. And the aspiration of Dubai 33 is that this city is going to add 100,000 residents every single year for the next decade. So this is, and most of them are white collars, not blue collars, so there's a lot of spending power coming to Dubai. And we know where the potential growth corridors are, and indeed some of those MOUs, some of those things that we're looking at do have that retail question as part of what we're trying to solve for. So we are keeping an eye on that space. Thank you. There was a question at the end, yeah, over there.
Hey guys, so yeah, I just wanted to ask, there's been a lot of talk about restructuring over the past year, and I think every time you'd ask someone, they'd say, yeah, we've heard about something, but we don't know what's happening. And there's been talks about a consultancy firm that also gave direction for a restructuring, and it's just, I think it's been an elephant in the room that nobody's really, addressed for quite some time.
So thank you very much for the question. Really, it's great to receive that question. So the consultants' work came, and of course they've done a lot of work, and then we as ExCom, we had looked at all of the work, and then we came with the operating model that was announced. So if there is any view on the operating model has been communicated already in the last, in Q4 of last year, which talks about the 4 growth engines, the 3 boosters, the 2 regions, etc. Now, in terms of restructure or structure within properties, let me tell you, no, there is no change of structure. There could be some tweaks, and let's be clear. So, for example, when we started the year, finance, I was only reporting to Ahmed Ismail in his previous capacity as MAFP CEO. I was not reporting to Ziad. Now, Sharif has dual reporting lines. Maisa has dual reporting lines. Before, Viviana would not. What's that? Ah, okay. So these are some of the tweaks, for example, that took place. But when it comes to the property structure within the current business, no, we do have very clear 2 big growth engines, one under Khalifa's leadership, one under Hawazin. And when you look at the 4 growth engines, the other 2 are actually within retail, within our sister operating company, Carrefour. So if any, what will happen with the current business of Carrefour and the new discounter business is that they are going to have a very similar structure to properties. So they have the Carrefour operations, they have the discounter operation that's up and coming and proving to have a huge potential, and they will have that layer that is overarching on these 2. So if any, the properties layer is going to be replicated by a very similar structure. Now, let's also be clear that this is a point of time. Now, as we evolve and other dynamics happen, we could be looking at other potential changes, but for the time being, this is what we have, and these are the focus areas, the strategic discussions, the regions, the culture, everything that's been revolving around our operating model has been communicated. So, but thank you for that question. One more question here and one, Chandrika. Another question here. Go ahead, Chandrika.
Ahmed, this is because you said we need to have more fun. So the question is for
yes,
Maisa. Maisa, with so many records, you think we will have a record bonus year as well?
Sorry, I cannot hear you. What did you say?
Ahmed wants to answer this question.
What was the question?
He said, given all the year, about fun, given all the record numbers we've had this year, are we going to have a record year on bonuses this year? Ahmed would like to answer.
So
he owns the budget.
So let me tell you. Thank you. But I hope fun is not only about financial fun, but on that regard, yeah, it's definitely important that our record year is translated into the KPIs. For sure, there is.
It's the mic. It's the mic.
It's the mic, guys. It's not.
They're not doing it on purpose.
You know, I'm going to hold it like this, so I'm not accused. So again, definitely the bonus is going to be a reflection of the performance that we've had. Part of the performance is financially driven across the entire company, and part of that performance is KPI driven for each of us as individual members in MAF properties. That's not, I didn't ask for that.
There's so many signs.
The money is coming on this way. This is. So, but definitely on the other front, yes, we need to have fun, and thank you for that.
Thank you. A question I ask all leaders is, what book are you reading, or what book would you recommend as the best book you've ever read?
Okay, let's start with the reader in the group, Mr. Hawaz.
So I'm rereading a book by Khalil Gibran, The Prophet. So I'm rereading The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. A very good friend of mine here gave me a special edition, and it's on my desk every day. I read from.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, lately I've been reading a book, very interesting book about, the name of the book is Lead by Example. And this is an amazing book on leadership, and I invite you all guys to read it.
It's not one I'm reading now, but it's one I love. It's called The Happiness Advantage. And it's given me so many tips and tricks to use with my kids and at work.
I've just finished Shantaran, which is about old Bombay. Great book about a convict who escapes and then reinvents himself in India. Really interesting read. About 1,000 pages. So.
You have time?
No, it took me a year.
There is a book, but I'm not going to sit on stage and tell you I've started reading it. But it's called The Strengths of Mental Health. I'm not sure who the writer is. So the book is there. I'll make an attempt, and I promise you at some point, I'll let you know how it goes.
You want to give it to Brian? He'll summarize.
You have time.
Put it into ChatGPT.
So, yeah, I was last week in Davos, and it was my first one to attend, and I was blessed to actually go into a lot of sessions, and you cannot walk 10 meters in Davos this year without seeing something that has to do with AI. So on one of those sessions that I've attended, there was a few professors from Harvard, Stanford, and a couple of also PhDs, and a very impressive panel. And one of them distributed for us a big reading material on AI and what is the future of AI. And it talks about the various revolutions that have happened from the Industrial Revolution up until this age. And clearly with each big revolution, it takes years to be able to scale. AI is happening at a time when the scale and speed and pace is unprecedented, and it shows how much value and how much incredible change of the way we live. And of course, in that book, it talks about also a lot of the unknowns. I mean, there are so many things that we do not know yet about how to harness the power of AI. But if there is anything that I want to read about, is AI. So I don't know if it's me, the age, or what, but I cannot see except if I do this. So please forgive me.
It's the light, not the age.
Yes, yes. Any more questions?
There's one in the back on this side.
Somewhere there.
Is there a question over there?
Do you want to scream it out?
Okay, no questions. So I guess we now will go to some of the recognitions, and Muhammad Khamis will lead us through it. So there is one more question? Okay, one last question.
Sorry, one question that I had in mind, I wanted to ask about it. I think last year you mentioned that there is a development on the Palm since you are here, or there's a land and there's some future expansion on the Palm, but I was wondering what happened to that.
Okay, so there was a piece of land that, 5 small plots of land that constituted around 130,000 square foot, correct? More or less. And these were part of Said Majid Al-Arhamu estate. And one of the discussions was we could take those lands. It's not a very big development, but it was a very prime piece of land on the very prime part of Palm Jumeirah. And we wanted to take it, but at the end of the day, this is something that has to have a willing buyer and a willing seller. So we need to want to buy it, and also the shareholders who own that estate need to want to sell it. So, and we did not reach that kind of agreement, and hence we moved on. But nevertheless, we are looking at other opportunities for sure. Okay, so rewards and recognition, and I will ask my fellow colleagues that we will go down. But when somebody from your business comes to take an award, please come and stand with us here to take a picture. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to start with our rewards and recognition segment. This is for individuals and teams that have gone above and beyond in the year 2023. And we will start with the individual awards. So the first individual award for excellence is Ahmed Onsi. Ahmed is not here, he's in Egypt. I hope you're watching us online. But I would like to invite Samer to collect the award on his behalf. A little bit about Ahmed. So upon joining MAF in June 2023, Ahmed just joined us very recently, he swiftly identified and actualized tax savings in excess of 80 million dirhams within a few months. Through his tireless efforts, he analyzed years of business history, understood the history of the MAF business, collaborated with colleagues from properties and GS, and engaged with relevant authorities and challenged their concluded assessment. So well done to Ahmed.
So you don't look like Ahmed, but you'll take it anyway.
I'm not Ahmed indeed. But,
Thank you.
Real pleasure to take this on behalf of Ahmed. And great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next award goes to Maithan Noaimi from CX Design. Maitha joined MAF as her first job out of college, joining MAF in late 2022, and has been picking up momentum and growing impact on a day-to-day basis. In 2023, her biggest highlight was the innovative Emiratization project. For the Emiratization project, she had beautifully balanced her unique perspective as a talented, experienced designer and proud Emirati to deliver an objective, high-impact project to benefit properties. Well done, Maitha. Next award goes to Omar Sadiq from Project Management. Omar successfully handed over the Elan project in May 2023 and then transitioned onto Aura. At the time of taking over Aura project, the project was significantly delayed, averaging 1.5 to 2% progress per month, which he was able to then take on and move forward. So congratulations to Omar. Goes to Flavia Malakarn from the Sustainability. In 2023, Flavia took additional responsibility of managing the sustainability targets for MAFP. She performed a fantastic job of liaising with numerous stakeholders and the target owner to guarantee that all 63 actions and 23 targets were accomplished. So congratulations to Flavia. Accepting the award on her behalf is Thompson. Now we move on to the team awards, and our first team award goes to the asset management finance team, And I'll mention the names very quickly. Ahmed, Walid Zaki, Talib Hussein, Hina Shamsi, Samar, Parth, Hanadi, Diana, Vinita, and Hisham. So whoever's here, come over on stage. The Process Excellence Team, Manav, Jazette, and Anna, launched the Process Excellence Academy, which provides structured in-person training sessions across the countries in which we operate. They are the ones that are removing waste from our processes and making them more efficient, so congratulations to the team. Goes to the project management team in Al Zahia. That's Muhammad Al-Dumairi, Mu'taz, Abdullah, Amir, Jude, Mahmoud, Owen, Dennis, Alia, and Bindu. The project management team is consistent delivery of projects on Al Zahia community since 2017, 6 years with a TDC value of 4 billion dirhams, with some projects being ahead of the program. 41 million man-hours completed with no lost time incidents, which is a huge achievement. Congratulations to the team. Last but not least, last award for the day, the Tilal Al-Ghaf operations team, Mahruz Sabit, Yusuf Saif, Muhammad Ishan. The team is versatile, resilient in the face of uncertainty and challenges, taking on personal responsibility even when it's outside of their scope. When Ilan and Harmony 1 villas leaked during periods of excessive rain, the team stayed behind late at night and over the weekend to help the residents in affected units and managed to submit a report to development in less than 12 hours. A very resilient team, congratulations.
this on, guys. Thank you. There's one more award. Can you click, Khamis? The Master Cultural Champions in MAFB. These are the guys who led us from the front on the cultural transformation. 32 different sessions with an NPS of 100, which is unheard of. The 21 people that we have, whoever is here, can you please come to the stage? Whoever is on the screen, we thank you and we owe you a celebration whenever we go there. Maya Saghir, Karine Ma'mari, Sara Murad, Bashir Nufaili, Tamara Hassan, Kauthar Al-Khaja, محمد دشتي، ريموز عرور، عزة المصري، لمح المولوي، آية عطايا، أرونيما، فرح الردوان، شيرين، حورة اللواتي، شيخة السلحي، شيتال، مينا، مروان الحق، خميس, and Ayman Attar. Can you all please come to the stage?
Brings us to the end of our town hall. I'd like to thank everybody here that has come and everybody that is watching online. We would like to now direct you to that side where we'll be serving some dinners and there'll be a few activities as well. Thank you once again and good night.